Today, Precarious plays
Torment, Tides of Numenera.
This priest is tall, thin, and dressed only in black. Narrow slashes of oil decorate his unlined skin like letters and an unknown tongue. His eyes are harried, but alive with intelligent humor. They land on you with a tiny flicker of recognition.
She's back? I wonder what brings her here now. He's probably talking about Calistige, right?
Possibly, or could be talking about the changing god. Then his gaze moves from you to your companion.
Hello, Calistige. Here to work or just visit? Visit. And with the husk, I hope this isn't a long-term visit. What's going? The husk is me. The husk, not a husk. Calistige? What's going on here?
I'm getting a brushing against the spider's web kind of feeling.
Oh, just a bit of business. Have you ever heard anything about a resonance chamber? Min, we're looking for a way to repair one. Your what?
Min gasps.
I thought that thing was a myth, and you're trying to repair it? Where is it? Is that what she and Salamari were working on? I'd love to see that. Oh, I'd rather not say.
He says, his mouth twisting.
Probably wise. Anyway, do you have any piece of the machine with you? I have a shard of it. Take a look.
He handles the shard with care.
Organic and crystalline. It was grown into the appropriate shape for the machine. This is definitely what Salamari was working on all those years ago with her partner.
He looks at you, his eyebrow raised, but does not say more. Reluctantly, he hands it back to you.
It must be her then, but why lie? I'll ask Salamari about it later. Okay, we know each other, but I don't know them. Great.
Yeah, and does this person... Well, but he said the husk. I don't know, let's just keep going.
In all honesty, I focus more on traditionally powered machines. Salamari has some experience with organic machine construction. You might ask her about it. Okay. One of the foremen is trying to create offspring. I mean, I think we already found our specialist, but...
We might want to get a second...
A second opinion?
Yeah, that isn't trying to give us... charge us more money than we have yet collected in the entire game.
One of the foremen is trying to create offspring, and I was told the Order of Truth could help. Not the Master Foreman, I hope.
He says with a disbelieving laugh.
One of him. It, is more than enough. This sounds like something that would interest Sn'erf quite a bit. He
says.
And when you head back to the underbelly, tell Master Artisan I said hello. Well, yeah, we know what Sn'erf's interests are. Okay. Who should I ask?
We already know that one.
Tell me about that machine behind you. It makes levies, the guardians of Sagus.
He rubs his chin.
Our records say that Divyaktu found a similar device in the ruins of Arcoplas. Gosh, once I get a grip on one of these fantasy names and it starts to roll, they drop another whatever the hell this is right here. Archipelagia.
Yeah, Archipelagia.
Oh, like an archipelago. Okay. So, Divyaktu found a similar device in the ruins of Archipelagia, far to the north. He convinced the city that a local version, a modified one, would be of use. There. In order to become a citizen, everyone in Sagus Cliffs, even the ones born here, gives a year of their lives to the machine. It uses that borrowed time to create a levy.
I am most interested about number 3.
What if someone only has 1 year to live? Would they die the second they entered the machine? No.
He frowns.
They never die in the machine, but it catches up with them a few days later. That doesn't happen very often. Sometimes I think the machine actually saves them, prevents them from meeting whatever fate was in store. But not always. Ugh. At any rate, the levies created by the machine are nearly identical, and they only last a year. After that, they quietly return to the machine and dissolve into...
His hand grips the air, trying to frame the words.
Gray gunk. It's incredibly unpleasant to watch, but they don't seem to mind. That's gross.
That's an option.
Yeah, Oh, disgust and curiosity are roughly even for me right now.
Well, I'm voting more towards the 1 and 2.
Okay, so
collectively.
Gross. Yeah, like I said, it's not fun to watch, but they don't scream or thrash around, and then their gunk gets used when the next soon-to-be citizen strolls through the machine.
He slaps his hand together.
Nothing gets wasted, except for the bits that wash down the drain. Can't do anything about that. Ooh. Anyway, that's the machine. Any other questions? Oh, not really. Let's talk about something else. Happy to.
He says.
What is it? Yeah, I want to know what is the order of truth. What order is it in, really? Good question.
He chews his lip for a moment, framing his words.
We live on the surface of a vast labyrinth of layered ruins, packed with relics and artifacts, windows into the past. Some people are content to find them, use them, and sell them.
He grins.
But not the Order of Truth, not the Aeon Priests. We want to understand the Numenera, study them, point at them, and argue about them. Yes, realistic. Now, in the West, the Order of Truth is much bigger than this little enclave. It's a vast organization led by the Amber Pope. Silly names. Out there, our words turn the heads of kings.
He shrugs.
Around here, we occasionally get discounts on equipment from local vendors and a free cup of tea. Not that I'm complaining. How did a chapter of the Order of Truth end up here? It was founded 300 years ago by a Vargellan nano named Divyaktu. Oh. That's his statue outside. He governed, or you could say ruled, the Order with more force than you see in traditional chapters. He set us up in this spire, hand-picked new members, and chose them for particular projects of his design. We're not quite that organized these days.
He says, shrugging.
For better or worse, leaders are chosen by consent of the other priests and priestesses, and they don't have a say in what everyone works on. They just deal with the politics and the paperwork so that everyone else can focus on their ruinous side projects and hideously dangerous experiments.
Okay, so this is the teenager version of an organization.
Yeah.
So they got the weird porn cataloger as an act of rebellion.
Yeah.
That's punk. He flashes a grin.
Which is to say, I'm the leader because I'm the only one who admits we need to eat. Okay.
And this is the one responsible friend that goes and puts more pizza rolls in the freezer.
Yeah, it's like, who drank all the beer? We're gonna get milk, and we're gonna get some Gatorade.
I'm gonna get some electrolytes in here, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna rehydrate, you idiots.
And at least 2 of you need to shower. Has to happen.
Not together. Oh my god, okay.
Sn'erf,
stop. This is like a weird...
You just see Sn'erf come around the corner with a camera.
Oh, okay. We have written a sitcom. Really, though, is food so much more important than knowledge? You sound, no,
Go!
Yes.
Go for your heart's desire,
Funny thing.
he says.
An Aeon priest can work for 12 hours and forget the pastry on the plate next to them until ants carry it away. But if we can't buy food, everyone gets an appetite at once.
He sighs.
And we don't make money unless the people outside these walls are happy. The slave families, for some reason, aren't interested in funding wild, endless experimentation. They like results, especially weaponizable ones. So I review their requests, deflect the crazier ones, and convince my colleagues to work for a living occasionally.
He nods at the nearby machine.
We also create the levies that guard the city, though that's seen more as a responsibility than a favor these days.
Rough.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
It is weird to me that they... Like, this doesn't... I don't know, this feels a little mired in modern thinking
Yeah.
in some ways. It's like, you guys really... Nobody's found a Numenera that just
Makes food.
makes food. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with number 4, because I know the answer to number 1, and
Like,
I
I
don't
can't...
feel like refusing is really the good, like the right one.
Yeah, I can't imagine a scenario where all of these devices, one of them has to be an economy ruiner.
Right.
And it's like, well, I guess we need to figure out universal basic income. Everybody just work on your passions,
Well, it has its ups and downs.
he says, shrugging.
Some of our people could use some grounding.
He scratches his head absently.
What else do you want to know about the Order?
Whoa.
Oh, this is a lot. Okay.
A lot of these are repeats,
That's-
though.
How long have you been in this spire? I don't care. Saw Divyaktu. You're...
Do we want to say that? It's true.
Yeah, let me get back to that. Are they a lot of I want to address number 4
Okay.
because we've talked about Divyaktu a lot.
Min squints at you, then the ceiling.
It's possible.
He says at last.
Divyaktu's behavior matches the stories I've heard about the changing god, but he hasn't exactly shown up here to pick up where he left off.
He shrugs.
If you're right, maybe he just lost interest.
That was more even than I was expecting.
Mm.
I was kind of hoping for, shut it down, everybody get out. I'm hitting the weirdly, whoever installed a self-destruct device in an area in the middle of a town, I didn't think it was a good idea, but now I've changed my mind.
Alright,
This place has to go.
let's talk to Salamary,
Okay.
aka Sally.
I don't think...
Sally Mary.
You recognize one of the parties in this one-sided argument. Quero, the Starseeker you met in the reef. He studies his boots, silent and miserable. The other is a tall woman in finely cut robes, regarding the man with arch disdain.
When I told you to retrieve the falling star, I wonder if you heard return to me with empty hands and excuses. Oh, she was looking
sighs.
for us. I no longer need your services, Koro. Collect your things and go.
What? No, Salamary, I searched the reef for hours. Whatever fell was long gone by the time we got there.
And that's why you are unsuited for this work.
She massages her eyes.
Honestly, I don't know what I expected. I saw promise in you, but also the flaws, and I ignored them.
She spots you out of the corner of her eye and turns to you, framing a sharp rebuke at your intrusion. Her anger turns to stark amazement when she sees your face.
Adan? Adan. I haven't seen you in 10 years. 10 years! I cannot begin to imagine what your excuse might be. Our last night together was so incredible. What could possibly have driven her off? This is awkward. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of those lies. Didn't even read them.
She blinks once, twice, a smile blooms.
You're a cast-off.
She murmurs, studying you from head to foot with an appraising and somewhat proprietary eye.
Remarkable. This is rather like visiting a house you once owned and seeing the new tenants through the windows.
Gross.
Yep, this place is gross. I've met members of your little family before, of course, trailing around in that shadow, looking for clues or trying to repair the damage.
I didn't realize that I once formed a fuck lattice with one.
Ah! That can't start to be a thing. No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
And don't go boneless on me.
Her smile is genuine and somewhat sad. Her eyes linger on yours as if looking for any flash of recognition.
I can help you if you like, but I need something from you first. Are we talking about romantic favors here? That sounds interesting. I'll think it over.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say it because I would feel if we've had a relationship.
Yeah. She rolls her eyes.
Please, that time is dead, gone and buried beneath a decade. At any rate, I think it over.
She grins wolfishly.
And tell me when you're ready to help. I won't give my heart to another, least of all her, and most of all. Okay. Let's talk about the favor you want. Of course.
She draws your attention to a map of the Reef of Fallen Worlds on her workstation and taps a gilded ornate structure not far from the dome containing the resonance chamber.
This is the anechoic lazaret. It has been hopelessly sealed since the dawn of the Ninth World until...
She smiles.
I managed it in a week or two. It was quite simple once you figured out the trick.
Oh, yes, every puzzle is easy
Everything
once you know
is.
the solution. God.
I've been slipping in and out at nights, investigating the technology within, taking notes.
She frowns.
Then, more recently, I discovered that the structure was sealed again. Maybe you tripped an ancient security measure?
She sounds like the kind of person that likes the sound of her own voice, so we could have just gone with 3, but we didn't.
No.
She says crisply.
I would not make such a careless mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I believe someone tramped inside with no regard for the dangers and managed to trigger a failsafe that resealed the structure.
She flicks a strand of hair from her eyes.
I need someone to reopen the lazaret and...
She waves a vague hand.
handle whatever nonsense the trespassers have stirred up in their wake. Why
We
not?
could do our friend Koro a solid.
Yeah. Why not send Koro? I suppose I could do that.
She says. Koro stirs hopefully.
If I wanted him dead by sundown and the entire structure looted by strangers or aflame.
She arches a cold eyebrow.
Alternately, I could hire someone competent.
Koro sags.
I'm sorry, buddy. I tried.
No, we did
even
our
though you
best.
tried to stab me the first time I met you.
Yeah, but he wasn't very good at it, so.
Water, bridges. Anyways. Besides, I can reopen the structure. The concern is what's waiting for me inside.
She holds your gaze for a moment and makes sure you understand.
I want you to deal with whatever has gone wrong in there so I can resume my work. Needless to say, I would also prefer the structure in an undamaged state, as I left it.
She smooths her robes.
Well, there it is. Will you help? I will if I have time.
Okay.
Of course.
She says smoothly, but disappointment flashes across her face. She hands you a metallic stalk with flower-like ridges along its length and a mechanical eye at one end.
We have a metallic eye.
It was given to you by Numenera and can apparently be used as a key to enter the anechoic lazaret, a large golden structure in the Reef of Fallen Worlds.
Very good. All right. Let's talk about... Oh, this, as you likely know, is the eye of a Mlox. How I originally accessed the structure. The fact that the Lazaret recognizes this organ as an authorized user implies that its builders were machine intelligences, maybe a machine civilization from before the dawn of the Ninth World.
She smiles, brushing off her hands.
Well, on your way, do watch your step in the reef. It can be quite dangerous.
Please, Salamari, Koro says, edging in beside you. Give me another chance. I can handle this. I have to win her back. Her respect, I mean. Right. Her respect.
Oh, Salamari, you heartbreaker.
Let's just say nothing and let her turn him down, because I think that he is going to wind up dead.
Yeah.
She says, looking between the two of you. Salamari considers you both and sports through her work table, picking up a metallic eye.
You're welcome to try, Koro.
She says. She hands the eye over, but holds onto it when he tries to take it.
This is your last chance.
She says.
If you come back empty-handed, you had better be dead as well. Oh, this is going to be a sad story.
Trembling, Koro pockets the eye and leaves, eyes downcast. I'll prove myself to her, then she'll see me as more than just a mercenary.
No, buddy.
Guy's gonna die.
No, that's not how this works.
Well, at least we'll be able to pick up some interesting doodad off of his corpse near the entrance. Right? That's how that's gonna work?
I bet you're right, and I hate it.
She watches him go and sighs.
He's going to fail, of course. It's what he does best. Oh man, you gotta really twist the knife like that.
We should have said that we don't work with amateurs and locked him out of it to save his life.
Yeah, you're right.
Well...
Alright, I'm trying to repair something called a resonance chamber. You got anything for that? Ah, that contraption.
She says.
I'd be delighted to help, as I was before, but I'll need you to do that little favor for me first. Enter the anechoic lazaret and make it safe for me to resume my work there.
She lowers her voice.
If you seek assistance from the others in the order, do be careful. I suspect one of them is an informant for the Memovira. Too many of our finds have been pillaged by her thugs. Oh god, there's so much conversation here.
Well, we should just stop for the day and you can read them, or we could read them at the start of the next session, or whatever. But now we can just...
I'm getting that feeling where like the quest log starts to fill up and then you have to start deciding what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not an unhappy feeling. I'm just like not sure what to do right now. So I'm going to have to think about it.
Okay. I'm just thinking about how Koro is going to die. In our defense, he seems like the type of person that's always going to wind up dead though. Like if he doesn't die to the player in the introduction, then he's going to find a way to shatter himself against the shore of this unapproachable island of a person.
Mm-hmm.